As of July 1st, it has officially been a year since Jacob and I decided to purchase this home in central New York and make the move from Florida. This home really spoke to us as soon as we saw it. We could not get it out of our minds, and we knew that we wanted to try to bring her back to life, and we also knew it would take many years to do. And so we came prepared with that mindset. Still, because the list of projects is so long, it can feel like we haven't accomplished much. So here is a little throwback video of every project we've gotten done so far. During the first week, we did a lot of deep cleaning. It was definitely top of the list priority before settling in. A pretty major concern we wanted to tackle right away was an opening in the siding next to the front porch. It was being covered by a tarp, and it was a fairly large hole, and you could tell water had been getting in there for some time. The tarp wasn't really helping. So we wanted to tear that open as soon as possible and look inside. All of that damaged wood was removed, and we replaced everything. We put up new sheathing to match the existing sheathing, and then we went ahead and put up new siding. This is pretty much a perfect example of how you think you have a fairly small project in your hands, and we went from thinking we would replace like a small, 5-foot by 5-foot area, even smaller, to replacing an entire wall. After that big project, we immediately focused on one of the overhangs over the bay windows. We needed to remove the rusted roof and some of the wood that was rotting under there, and just basically replaced everything and tried to rebuild it exactly as it was. Put a new roof on there with a rubber membrane. We also evicted some more pigeons that were making a huge mess on our side porch and sealed up that area so they wouldn't come back. I know we have just been sharing our process for painting the exterior of the home, and we have just started to paint the exterior, but we actually started stripping all of that paint last year. So that is how time consuming that process is. We just ran out of time, and before we knew it, fall was here and the temperatures were too cold to proceed with painting. But we also did start sanding down and restoring a lot of the storm windows, because it's important for us to get those fixed up and placed back on the house before this winter, because last winter was pretty brutal. Once we realized the cold weather was upon us and we could no longer do any painting, we decided to add some temporary supports to this front porch because it was really starting to slope. A few of the porch supports were rotted out, so they were just kind of floating and not even supporting the porch any longer, which is why it was starting to significantly sag. So then we decided to jack up the porch a bit and add some temporary cement block supports. You can't see it on this video, but there are 2 jacks going at the same time to make sure that we evenly distributed the weight. Over time, we have been patching up cracks and holes in the plaster. However, this larger section is the opposite side of that hole we fixed up on the exterior, so we knew we would have some rot to the lath in here, and so we decided to tear down that wall and just re-drywall it. Before we knew it, Christmas was here and Dipper was the only one relaxing. But he's a good old boy, so he can relax anytime he wants. We then moved on to our foyer and started renovating and restoring that space. We actually started our TikTok account with this project, and I feel so bad because we never showed a finished result, and that is because we haven't finished it. New York summers are incredibly short, especially in central New York, so we really have fully shifted gears to focusing on the exterior and the major projects out there before we do anything cosmetic on the interior. As you may have seen, a little over a month ago, we cleaned out our carriage house and organized all of the house parts so that we could take an inventory of everything we have and everything we can put back on the home. We also removed this back porch that had unfortunately fallen into disrepair and started patching up all of the walls back there before we put new siding up. And finally, we continue to repair and restore the exterior siding and woodwork and have started the painting process, which I am the most excited about. Thank you all for being here. We are so excited that this account has been so well received, and we'll continue to document our process with this old home and share it with you all.